This case feels like suspenseful thriller but rooted in reality. May 9, 1985, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the homes were filled with military families, people who served their country, trusted their neighbors. But behind one door, a nightmare was unfolding. Inside, a young mother and her 2 daughters lay dead, brutally murdered, stabbed. The killer left only one survivor, a baby girl, still sleeping in her crib, unaware of the horror around her. Who could do this, and why? The answer would take decades to uncover, and the truth was more shocking than anyone imagined. When the bodies were found, investigators were stunned. Katie Eastburn, 31, had been stabbed multiple times. Her daughters, Kara and Erin, were also killed, but the killer left the youngest, baby Janet, alive. Was it mercy or something darker? The husband, Air Force Captain Gary Eastburn, was away on duty. When he got the call, his world shattered. He rushed home only to find his family gone. The police had no suspects, no motive, just one question: who would slaughter an entire family and leave a baby behind? First suspect, Hennis. Timothy Hennis had met Katie just days before. He was the last known person to see her alive, and witnesses placed him near the house that night. Justice was served, or so they thought. But then, the unthinkable happened. In 1989, an appeals court ruled the evidence was too weak. Hennis walked free. He even rejoined the army. For years, the case went cold, until science caught up with the killer. In 2006, DNA from the crime scene was finally tested. The result? Perfect match, Timothy Hennis. But there was a problem. Had already been acquitted. Double jeopardy meant he couldn't be tried again, unless the military stepped in. Judge's words: the United States Army finds you guilty of murder. Timothy Hennis was sentenced to death. But to this day, he claims he's innocent. So, did they finally get the right man? Or was the real killer still out there? The Gary Eastburn case remains one of the most haunting in military history. Family wiped out, a killer who walked free twice, and a justice system that may never have the final answer. Some say the truth died with Katie and her girls. Others believe it's still waiting to be found. December 15, 2005. A quiet college town in Arkansas. The air was cold, the night still. Inside a small apartment, a beautiful 19-year-old girl lay dead, brutally beaten beyond recognition. Her name was Nona Dirksmeyer, a rising star, a former beauty queen, but someone made sure that life ended in bloodshed. Who did this? Was it the boyfriend who claimed he found her body? The violent neighbor whose DNA was under her fingernails? Or a killer who vanished into the night, never to be caught? This is the story of a murder that remains unsolved for decades. Nona wasn't just another college student. She was magnetic, talented, a singer with dreams of fame. But behind that dazzling smile, was there a secret, a dangerous relationship, a stalker, something that led to her last, desperate moments? Because when police arrived at her apartment that night, one thing was clear: this wasn't a random attack. This was personal. Meet Kevin Jones, Nona's boyfriend, the man who said he loved her, the man who claimed he was the one who found her body. But detectives noticed something. The way he acted, the scratches on his arms, the blood on his clothes that didn't quite match his story. In 2007, Kevin was arrested for Nona's murder. The trial? A media frenzy. The evidence? All circumstantial. And when the jury said not guilty, the town erupted. Was justice served? Or did a killer walk free? Then, there was him, Gary Dunn, a neighbor with a violent past. A man whose DNA was found under Nona's fingernails. A man who, years later, would be convicted of another brutal murder. So why wasn't he charged with Nona's murder? Lack of evidence? A botched investigation? Or something even darker? Nearly 2 decades later, Nona's case remains cold. No murder weapon, no confession, just questions. Was it Kevin, Gary, or someone no one ever suspected? One thing is certain: Somewhere out there, a killer got away with murder. If you have any information on Nona Dirksmeyer's murder, contact the Russellville Police Department